Hi, my name is Simran Singh, the author of a new book called The Light We Give: How Sick Wisdom Can Transform Your Life. And I'm also the executive director for the Aspen Institute's Religion and Society program. The most important thing about me, I mean, to a degree at least, is that I'm born and raised in San Antonio. And one of the messages that I want to share with you today is something that I learned growing up there. Because as you can tell, just by looking at me, I don't look like most San Antonians. I had a turban growing up. I grew a beard as I got older, dark skin. And in many ways, people in the city would see me as their enemy. And it could be hard to hold on to optimism. And I want to share with you an experience that I had just after 9/11, just after the terrorist attacks, that changed how I see the difficulties and challenges we face in our lives. I was a senior in high school when the terrorist attacks of 9/11 happened. I was at O'Connor High School in Helotes. And the morning that we heard of the attacks, we ran to my teacher's room, Mrs. Strong, and we watched the towers go down. And then, after a while, we saw images of the suspected terrorist, the leader of the attacks, Osama bin Laden. And I hadn't heard of him before. When I saw his face and his beard and his rounded turban, I realized that my life would never be the same. I was right. That day, we went home, we locked the doors. The death threat started that afternoon. And it was intense and it was scary. We started learning about attacks against people who looked like us all around the country. So we felt attacked as Sikhs, as minorities, and we also felt attacked as Americans. We really didn't know what to do. And a couple days into the backlash, while we were still on lockdown in our home to ensure our safety, my father mentioned in passing something about how lucky we were. And I didn't understand what he meant. I thought he didn't understand the situation. How could we be lucky? What was lucky about what we were living in? He said, well, notice our neighbors are bringing us meals. Your teachers or coaches are calling to check in on us. Your teammates are checking in on you too. You should be grateful for how much love we have. And I learned a lesson in that experience, that hope is a choice, that we can learn to see light in every situation. And we can choose to look for it. That there are challenges, there are difficulties, there's darkness. Life is full of that. But life is full of light and love. And what I learned in that moment is there's so much more of the good than there is the bad. I've spent the last 20 plus years following this practice of choosing hope as in action, being actively hopeful, being intentional about it. And I think if you do what I tried, you'll find the same thing. That choosing hope inspires more hope. That hope is a practice that we can cultivate and a way of looking at the world that can transform how we see ourselves and one another. So that's what I want to offer you all today. And I hope this message resonates with you and it's something that you can take with you as you go forward. Thank you.